Hello, hello, visibility hackers, and welcome to Friday Night Live. I'm your host tonight, Coach Molle from visibilityhacking.com. And as per usual, absolute pleasure for you guys and me to be here together in this wonderful space. Friday Night Live, heck yeah. So tonight, yeah, it's just me because the guys are out. They've got stuff to do. And well, we haven't seen each other in a little bit. So let's connect. Let's get to see each other. How you guys been? How you doing? If you're here live, let me know in the comments. If you are here on the replay, we love you just the same. Let us know as well. It's really, really cold here. And as I've mentioned in a couple lives in the last couple weeks, the internet here likes to play tricks on me when it's this friggin' cold. Like it's minus 32 degrees Celsius at the moment, which is beautiful and wonderful, freezing freaking cold. But tonight I went on a little bit of an adventure at sunset. It was beautiful. Our little town has set up a whole like little village of lights. This old heritage house is all covered in these lights. The trees are all wrapped up. There's spotlights on all these big trees in the park. It's absolutely stunning. So we went and checked that out and then picked up pizza. So I'm loving it. I love Fridays. Hey Ben, how you doing? So I'm pretty loving this Friday today. It's wrap up of quite a busy week. I have to say, quite a busy week here in the visibility hacking world. We have redesigned our webpage entirely. From bottom to top. Actually, there's a couple little spots that I'm still finishing up tomorrow, but you can head on over to visibilityhacking.com, check it out. It's beautiful. Love it. You know. So yeah, okay, cool. Ben, setting up a stream deck. I love it. So I have my stream deck and I've been having issues with my stream deck. So we're going to go on a bit of an adventure next week because we're going to see if we can dig up the receipt for my stream deck because we're going to see if we can do a warranty claim on it. I've been in communicado with Elgato. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but I have been in El Comunicado with Elgato about replacing my stream deck because there's certain rows of keys that don't work, and it's really annoying. So my stream deck right now is like 2 rows of keys, 2 rows empty, a row and a half of keys. It's not the best, but I love my stream deck. Which one did you get, Ben? I have the gigantic XXL. Oh, everything's like so perfectly wired in here. I can't even lift it up to show you guys. I have been having fun setting up my office in the last couple weeks. I have to tell you guys. It's actually quite amusing to me. I spent a couple hours putting in these LED strip lights, right? Like the ones that Janaid tells us to go use. And like they're all around the back of my desk here. There's 2 rows underneath. Like I have all this shelving and organization underneath my desk now. And it's like really cool because it's illuminated by the lights. Then I got a strip of the lights going across the back of my computer here, mostly for my view. The underneath of my desk is all lit up. But the funny thing is, you can't see any of it because of my stinking chair. But when I have other camera angles, you can see it and it looks pretty cool. So you got to check out the Visibility Hacking YouTube channel for some of those videos. Those have been quite fun. So Ben got the regular size one. It's pretty cool. So the Stream Deck is a programmable keypad that allows you to program these buttons in it. And they come in different sizes. Mine has 32 buttons. Ben's has 15. There's ones that have like 6 or 8 little ones. And you can also get this on as a smartphone app. Different. It's a little bit different in terms of usability, but it works pretty cool. And then you can have it do all of the hotkeys that you would have for whatever applications you're using. So I initially bought mine because of OBS. So when I'm in OBS and I'm producing my shows, if you watch the live show on Mondays, for example, how I go from each of those scenes, every time the background switches, every time the transition comes in, those are different buttons that I've programmed on my Stream Deck. So it just effortlessly clicks over. I could just be sitting there as a producer and clicking away, but I make it easier on myself by just having those buttons. You can do the same thing here in StreamYard as well. You can program all the StreamYard hotkeys to your Stream Deck as well. And you can also use it on like all of your apps and all of your applications on your computer. You can have it do all of the functions in your Zoom. You can have it open files and close files and move files and rename things and open this app and open that timer and check how many subs you have and how many people are watching on this stream. And there are so many different uses for it. It's absolutely fabulous. So if you are looking for a really awesome piece of tech that's really simple to use, then you can pick that up. I love Elgato stuff. Gotta say. Gotta say. Oh, sound effects. Yes, Ben uses his for sound effects. That is a great use for your Stream Deck. I have a thing about sound. I used to work at like a music radio station, which is weird to me because that is all about listening and all about sound. But I do not have the patience to sit through and collect the right sound effects that I need. Um, that is, yeah. But Ben, where are you going for your sound effects? Tell me everything about your sound effects because we're actually going to be doing a training later on next week on Thursday night, I think, where we're going to be talking about using music and using sound in your stream, where to find it, where to get it. So if you got any suggestions for the community, let me know and I'll pop it into the training we're going to do on Thursday. I'm just throwing everything at you guys. Just so you know, here in the visibility hacking group, you are going to be getting tons of us. You're going to be sick of us. So you've seen the live show on Mondays that I do, and you've seen how I kind of dribble all of that content out as well. And then we have Fridays where we just like to hang out. We like to give you a little bit of everything. But there is another show in the works, and I'm actually starting the big deep dive writing session for it this week. And yeah, so it should be launching very, very soon, where we're going to be looking at other types of content and how they apply, how we can be inspired by them, and apply them to our own content for our businesses, very specifically targeted towards content creators who are making content for their small businesses. We are marketers, we are entrepreneurs, we are business owners, we are content creators, we are marketers, we are business owners, we are entrepreneurs. We are doing all of these things, right? We wear 100,000 hats, but specifically we're looking at yeah, specifically looking at that kind of stuff right now. So Ben is suggesting YouTube. Yes, YouTube is a fantastic place, and that we'll dive into that on Thursday. We're going to talk about sound effects. We're going to talk about music, all that kind of stuff. So I did get canned laughter. Oh my goodness, I kind of okay. Canned laughter is going to be my um when you go to like an improv show and you have to throw out keywords at the actors so that they have to use them in the challenge. I'm going to use that as the challenge. Canned laughter. With the new show that I'm building, how can I incorporate canned laughter? Either into the show or into a lesson that we teach in the show. That's how it's going to work. Oh, I dig it. I dig it. All right, guys. So what else has been happening in the visibility hacking world this week? Oh, okay. Relaunching the hub has been a ride because I was expecting ClickFunnels to release 2.0 like a while ago. What was this? September we were expecting it, beginning of October, and now it's almost February and we're still waiting. win. But I hear some really big things are happening in the world, just tangentially connected to ClickFunnels 2.0. So there's some cool things coming down the pipe. Definitely keep your eye on the design hacking world and Catherine Jones's world, because there is something big a brewing. A wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This will be on the test. So there's that's been going on. So I've been expecting 2.0 to launch so that we can relaunch our funnel. But I was sick and tired of waiting for Russell, so I just went ahead and rebuilt it this week in the original ClickFunnels. So that is out there for everyone to enjoy. And yeah, and I will, of course, be tweaking it yet again. We definitely need to get some photos and stuff done. So we're going to be doing some connecting with some local photographers in the next little bit as the world starts to reopen a bit here. So fingers crossed. But really cool thing that happened this week actually is we used visibility hacking in a totally different context than what we usually do, and it was an experiment to see what would happen, and it works, and I don't know why I'm surprised. So we use the world of visibility hacking in connection with elections. We were able to get our local elections to start using social media in a completely different way, to start engaging with residents in a different way, to really start that connection with community, because visibility hacking, using these tools allows you to create really big changes, but those big changes happen incrementally, step by step. And so it was really neat to see what happened. So we were able to see an increase of from 27% to an increase of 32% of our residents that were participating in this election from the previous election. And this has to do with the fact that we took the elections online and were able to use the funnel process in a social engagement type of way, in a civic engagement type of way, while also using visibility hacking to connect with our audience, to bring more voters out, to get them more informed, to connect them to the candidates so that residents are informed of their decision. They not only the decision that they are going to make, but also where to go and how to participate in the process. And that was absolutely mind blowing. I kept setting my goals and increasing them throughout election day, simply because we blew my expectations out of the water, and it was really cool to see visibility hacking on that big of a stage. So that was really freaking cool. Really freaking cool. So, that project has wrapped up. It was really cool findings, I have to say. And now the big project that we're working on, is, things that we have coming down the pipeline for you guys in the next couple months. So, we're talking we have some big workshops coming down the pipe for you. We have some new shows launching for you guys. We have, live stream conversions, which is coming out, and so much more, so much more that I'm very excited to share with you guys once it starts to come to fruition. But for now, my friends, you're going to have to just join me on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern for the live show, where I get to sit down with really cool entrepreneurs and chat with them about things in their businesses. Specifically, we're talking about connection machines, those processes and systems in our business that help us connect to new audiences. They help us nurture the relationship we have with existing customers and clients and students, and they help us keep that community going. We do this in a variety of different ways, but tonight I figure we should stay hydrated. Okay, so Ben is slowly getting back into funnel building, which is amazing. So, as a connection machine, our funnels absolutely help us connect to those clients. We have our lead funnels, we have our opt in funnels, and then they also help us nurture those relationships with our application funnels, with those funnels that help deepen that connection we have with our people. And so that's super cool. And we have stuff coming up in the next little bit, specifically about funnels, but um the nerdy part about funnels, in my opinion, is really going to come out when 2.0 is released. When ClickFunnels 2.0 comes out, it's going to be an absolute revolution in the way that we are building out our funnels and we're connecting things, and the nerdiness is going to be taken to like 10x it. Um, and I'm beyond excited to see what's going to happen with that. But the live show, that's what we were talking about. So the live show this week, I sat down with RJ Ahmed and talked about interviews. Like how do you actually get these guests to interview on your show? He's interviewed over 75 entrepreneurs and he's put all of that information that he's learned from these interviews. First, he's shared these interviews with everyone online, which is fantastic. But he's also put what he's learned, the information he's learned from these interviews, into a book. So you can get his book. I think it's free, but we mention it in the show. Um, and it was really cool to sit down and be able to pick his brain for a little bit on what he actually does and what he actually says. And if you listen to the full episode, you actually get the script he uses to get people onto your show. Like, oh my goodness! So that I thought was really neat, so generous of him to share that with us. And Ben, I will see you next time. Have a good show. And so this week, I'm sitting down with one of the biz bros, and we're going to talk about micro content because yeah, you get these people on your show, you get this you've built this stage, you get these people on your show, you interview them, you have this great content you're putting out there, whether it's a podcast or a live show or a live stream or whatever. And then what do? How do you keep that interest going? How do you keep that buzz going, especially in the noise of social media when there's so much other content out there? How do you stay at top of mind for everyone? And the way that you do that is to create micro content. It's to constantly be creating content, period. But the way to do that doesn't drive you nuts from having to do so much work is to create micro content. So you first start with your large pillar content, which if you guys watched Monday and if you've watched what's happened in the group this week, is that on Monday I have the live show, the full episode. It's about an hour long. And then from that, we're able to chop that up into the different segments, such as when I have the interview, when we do the follow up, when we do our top 10, when we do the how to, when we do the visibility hacking update, when we have our sponsor segment, when we do our quote. Each of those different segments then gets chopped up into its own little piece. If there's really great sound bites, like little short 15-second sound bites, each of those are chopped out and created into their own piece of what we call micro content. Those are then posted across all our different platforms. And then that way we keep the episode top of mind. Everything redirects back to that main episode. And then from that main episode, it redirects back to all of our regular funnel pages. So that putting all of that together is an absolute ton of work. I have to say it's exhausting. But once you get into a system behind it, once you realize what pieces go where, what you need ahead of time, what you need behind the scenes, what is done live, what's done afterwards, when everything is posted, what is the posting schedule, and what is your copy that's being posted in each of those different pieces. Once you build out that template and you start writing the information in according to that process, it makes it so much easier. When you have a system like that, creating all that large amount of content actually comes pretty easily. I was just looking back at my journal from a year and a bit ago, and one of my goals for January of 2021 was to come up with a micro content process because I had this lofty goal of publishing like 100 pieces a month of content, and I thought that was a crazy amount. But when I actually broke it down, I was like, I could do way more than 100 pieces of content a month. I could probably do 100 pieces of content a week if I wanted to. But it's simply because of the way that you're able to actually accomplish that is when you think it through and you're like, okay, well, what are the main pieces of content? I do three of those or one of those a week, maybe two of those a week. And then from that, how many pieces can you chop up? How can you still create content every single day, publishing content every single day without actually having to sit down and script out a new piece of content for each and every day? Which, yes, if you are watching the Visibility Hacking YouTube channel, you know that I publish a new video every single day, Monday to Friday. I do take the weekends off for sanity, but we're actually ramping up that content production as well. So each of those videos that I shoot is now also, this is what we're testing out. We're also going to publish a YouTube short, so those are 15 seconds, and each of those will be on the topic of the video we just released, which will be our regular YouTube video. And then we're also going to shoot a reel. So that's a just under a minute long clip that'll go on our Instagram page that'll talk about that same topic. So again, we're using the theme, and this actually ties back to if you've been around the group for a bit. Jim talks about the 1 year of content strategy that he puts together. So once a year, you script out all of the different pieces of content that you need for each week, and this is pretty much what we're doing. We create the content for the overarching theme for the week. This is what I'm getting into. What I'm starting to plan for this week is coming up with the overall theme for the week, breaking it down into the 5 segment themes that will be each of the YouTube videos. And then from there, each of those videos will have their reel that'll be on Instagram. It'll have their YouTube short, which will start feeding into that algorithm because it's a separate algorithm on YouTube, which is cool. And then also having segments of the live show are also going to be put, like the live show is chopped up and put on Instagram. It's put on our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel, Facebook, and one other place that is totally slipping my mind right now. But also, we're chopping up pieces of that and putting it into the podcast. So very soon, at the beginning of February, actually, we're going to be launching. You can actually officially be introduced to the Visibility Hacker Radio, which is our brand new podcast where we're putting a lot of fun content for you. So there's already quite a few episodes up in the podcast, just so that when you get in there, you have a bunch that you can dive into. Some may be familiar if you've been watching the live show for the last few weeks, but also there's episodes in there that have only ever been released in podcast format on that show. So it's exclusive content, and I hope you enjoy it. As that show gets more popular, we are going to bring in some subscription stuff and some exclusive content. So that I'm really looking forward to because we got some great stuff coming out. So yeah, so there's going to be some big things that you're seeing changing in the visibility hacking world. But the great thing is we can't do any of this without you guys. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, suggestions, knock jokes, feel free to let us know here in the community. We're going to be doing some challenges as well, but I really want to know, what kind of things are you guys stuck on right now? We do a lot of training in this group, where we're answering lots of questions, but are we really taking action? So what is it that is stopping us from taking action? I know for myself, with all of the lockdowns that have been happening here where we are, we're just going to be starting to emerge from our latest lockdown. and the gyms are opening officially on Monday. So I am starting a brand new routine. I don't care that it's the end of January and resolutions and any of that kind of stuff. It's a new day, new week, new access to the gym. So I'm going to start a new streak of habits. If you guys want to follow along, if you feel free to, I'm going to be sharing a lot of it on the Visibility Hacker Instagram page. But what I mean follow along with me is I mean, if you want an accountability buddy for some kind of a habit that you need to build, if you want to start going live on a regular basis, I'm going to start going live on my Instagram page because I have been deeply neglecting that platform for quite a while. So if you want to join me, you are absolutely more than welcome. I would love to have some company. Feel free to connect with me, drop me a line, comment down below, whatever you want, because the more the merrier, and we can do like a little group chat thing. We can keep each other connected and keep each other on top. Ah, so that, my friends, is pretty much all I have to say for this evening. I'm going to sign off because I got a lot of stuff I got to get going with, but I'm going to pop in this weekend and share some stuff over the shoulder as I get ready and prepare for another episode of the live show. If you want to see what it looks like over my shoulder as I build that out, so we can build that, and yeah, I'm I will see you. I will see you next week. Oh yes, and I have been challenged to put together a video that is totally out of my comfort zone, absolutely out of my comfort zone. But I'm going to share it here in the group before I share it anywhere else. But this video I've been challenged to do is a day in the life of an entrepreneur. So I'm going to be a vlogger for a day. Sometime this week or next week. So I'm gonna bring a camera around with me everywhere I go and put that into a video for you guys so you see what my crazy life is like, which is fun. All right, guys. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys for joining me for this evening. I will see you guys in our next one. So I'll see you guys Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, here in the Visibility Hackers channel. If you're watching on my personal YouTube channel or my personal Facebook page, well, why don't you come on over and join us in the Facebook group? You can join us at visibilityhacking.com. Click the button that says Become a Visibility Hacker. I'm probably pointing to it. And then you'll be dumped over into our Facebook group. It's way more fun over in the group. Visibility Hackers do it better. Just saying, just saying. So I will see you on Monday. Until then, remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other and go find your community because they're out there and they're waiting for you. Go get them, Tiger.